What is up, you guys, and welcome back to the channel. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. Guys, we have some good news coming up for XRP, right? Let's go ahead and switch up to this window right over here. Take a look at Sbi Ceo. Every bank in Japan will use Ripple's XRP by 2025, guys. So we are now seeing massive adoption, okay, guys? So with this kind of news, with this kind of releases, these kinds of releases, we can only expect further and further price action towards the upside here in the macro scale for our favorite ticker, right, you guys? So let me go ahead and now share with you one other thing here, right? So this is Finance Magnet saying Ripple XRP sees 250% growth over 3 months with an $8 price forecast. Okay, you guys. So very interesting upside targets that they are coming up with right now. Now, I will say that $8 target does come with a little bit of some technicals, right? So they are talking about the XRP daily chart showing a descending triangle, right? So I will say that, you know what, I think we should probably take a look at this, right? Because we are here observing the technicals and the statistics right here with the ARCa Bulls team, right? So it would only be right for us to evaluate here what they're trying to talk about, right? So it does have they are speaking about an $8 target, of which I have kind of mentioned before as well, but I would like to kind of touch on that, right? So you can see here that this is the drawing that they have, and if I were to just kind of put in my 2 cents here, then let's go ahead and kind of observe what the chart can actually look like from my perspective, right, guys? So what I'm looking at here is not a descending triangle. What I'm seeing here is actually outside of the daily time frame that they're talking about. It would be better observed in the 12-hour time frame, where we can observe more confluent touches within the contact points of the support areas and the resistance areas, right? So you can see here that this would be instead a bull pennant. Both of the formations that they're suggesting and that I'm suggesting here are bullish nonetheless, so that's a good thing. Now, as you can see, price action here is kind of converging within this area here, right, within the triangles area. Usually speaking, statistically speaking, this triangle tends to break out or break down, right, closer to the 65 to 75% to the apex of the triangle, right, guys? So we definitely need to complete roughly around that amount of triangle convergence, right, before we can experience some type of breakout like that. Okay, guys, so that's kind of telling us that would be the potential here. Now, which actually, the reason why I'm bringing this up here is not only because the Finance Magnet said it, right, but because we already spoke of a potential downside on this experiencing, and we're also seeing, BTC kind of give us some of those downside trajectories that we were just talking about yesterday, right? We were observing the support areas of around 93,487, and here we are bouncing right off of it. And now we're resisting from the 94,633, and this is now bringing us to the potentials of the 92,367 to about 92,136. Okay, you guys. So those are still probabilities in there. I'm not saying that that's going to be the answer here for the immediate short term. I'm just saying that this is what we observed yesterday. We put out the forecast and we got the downside that we were speaking of, right, guys? So anyway, coming back in to the XRP chart, this is a very interesting level that I've talked about just yesterday, right? I gave you guys the warning on XRP saying that, you know what, it'd probably be good to consider some type of downside coming in, and that downside has absolutely happened since we spoke about that yesterday, right? So if we look, we talked about a potential $2 zone around there, right? 190s around there. If we could actually make it all the way to that downside, which would need BTC to also kind of agree with that. So if that is the case, if we just look at this, right, we have about 5 hours to close this 12-hour bar. So we would now open up the next 12-hour bar. And if we actually just make our way down like this to the support area, we'll take a look at the target on the right-hand side, right over here, right? So we're going to go ahead and just decline just like this and take a look at that target. So it's coming down to that area that we were already speaking of anyway. So this bull pennant here that we're talking about does have a confluent bottom. Not only that, guys, is that we actually have another reason for us to come right back down into that low. And I think I have it right over here on this screen. So go ahead and take a look at this one right over here. Never mind about that one, team. This one here. So take a look at this channel, right? We've been talking about this channel as well on XRP. This is the hourly time frame. And if we just kind of base this around the next maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 hours right to the downside, then we can actually see that bottom side of this channel. Look at the target on the right hand side again, right right around here. Look at that, coming right down to that $2 target again, 202. So I am seeing a potential drop of price action into that area there. Okay, team. Not only that is that we're seeing here a little bit of a head and shoulders formation, right? Some typical technical analysis there, right? We can actually take a trend line just like this, get ourselves that price objective simply by taking that trend line just like that, applying it to the bottom side of our shoulder, right? And this would give us another target to experience, right? So there you go, guys. Look at that. Bam! Right at that 202 again, right, guys? So yeah, we're experiencing here some weakness in the market. That doesn't mean that it's over. It just means, guys, that we're riding the natural ebb and flow of the market. Okay, you guys. So it's all good. It's no problem whatsoever. No panicking here, team. But you know what? I do have something else that I wanted to kind of display it to you, right, guys? So I want to show you this right over here. Take a look at this. 5 days ago, right? Just 5 days ago, right down here, right? We actually put out this video, which is the XRP strategy, the algorithm that I put out, and it started here, guys. Well, I mean, it had already made over $30,000, right? It was at 93,662, and what I wanted to show you from this point, guys, is where it's at right now as we speak, right, guys? So let's go ahead and take a look at that strategy tester from our end on this side of things, right? And now check it out, guys. Now that I'm back over here, you can see that 93,000 over the last 5 days has now turned into a $98,000 value, right, guys? So this is now about $5,000 up from that initial release of the algorithm, right, guys? So I'm saying this, guys, because you have 3 days left. You have 3 days left to fill up these seats, guys. We still have just a couple more seats available there for you to be able to pick up this algorithm. The link is in the description below, and you will not believe how cheap I'm letting this go, guys. And this is that will be it. Okay, from this point on, I'm going to start considering making the quantitative program and quantitative services for the Argo Bulls trading team, and it's going to be a monthly subscription rather than you just owning this thing outright forever for one tiny fee. So make sure to get your butts into that link in the description below. Okay, guys. Anyway, so let's go ahead and now observe the continuation here for XRP, right, guys? I want to go ahead and take a look at this now. This is what we were talking about yesterday, guys. Check it out. This green line here is kind of what we drew, right? This one right here. Let me just go ahead and bring it back. This is what we drew yesterday as the resistance zone that we would likely face, right, into yesterday, and then experience some type of weakness. So this is my price guiding, right? This is the implied price that I did on that neon green line, and this is the actual live price action happening as we speak, right? At the time of this recording, 10:51 p.m. Pacific time, we're at $2.15, and you can see here that, of course, yeah, we rode up a little bit more, right, into the upside, 222s, 221s up there, but we were already expecting that potential short-term upside before a rejection coming back down to the areas of support, right, guys? So you can see here that my line here against the lines that are being presented by XRP's actual price are doing pretty damn good. Okay, guys, so I love it so much. Let's go ahead and now evaluate what the potentials of price would be moving forward. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and bring this thing back here to you know what, we're going to use regular candles now, right? And now that we have the regular candles doing their little thing, let's observe volatility versus momentum and see what's going on, guys. Please remember also, right, that we have the master students starting their charting and trading mentorship here literally in just a few days away. Okay, guys, so the enrollment is going to stop here pretty soon, guys. It's going to stop, and then we're going to, you know, this new year is going to start with you guys, without you guys in there. So make sure to get in touch with me here before the seats run out. ArcMastersCourse at gmail.com, and ask for the syllabus and the disclaimer and everything pertaining to those beginner mentorships. And I absolutely have some advanced mentorships in there as well that are starting to, guys. Okay, so anyway, let's figure out here what the deal is, right? Because yeah, we were already observing here a 196 bottom, 93.89 if we did get to the worst case scenario, right, guys? So but now we're getting from the bull pennant, we're getting that potential 202 bottom, and also from this initial chart that we saw here, right, confluent 202 bottom as well from that inverse for the head and shoulders small formation here, right, guys? So why don't we go ahead and now validate that continuation towards the downside. Let's start from a granular level. Let's start this off at the 15-minute time frame. It looks like we're already getting some weakness on the candles for sure, right, guys? But I will say that we would require a little more expansion, right? So linear volatility would just tell you that how many participants are actually participating in the buying and selling of the asset in the specific time frame that you're observing it in, right? So in this case here, you can see that it's kind of balanced out, not too much buying, not too much selling, but it is a little bit of weakness still, since the stochastic momentum indicator is suggesting downside anyway, right? So let's go ahead and pop out to that 30-minute time frame now and see if we have that downside. Okay, yeah, we do have that downside. 5 minutes to close, just about 6 minutes to close that 30-minute time frame, guys. That probably would have price action retrace here. So got to try to get you guys out of here so you can observe these opportunities coming up, right? So price action here would likely raise to, or go up, right, to 215.63 to maybe a top end of around 215.85 as a resistance before continuation towards the downside, and that would happen here in the immediate short term. Okay, guys. Now this is a pretty solid red bar, and it is suggesting downside here already. Expansion may actually start happening. Here's the decompression that we're experiencing here, right, guys? 7 to 9 minutes is typical for a 30-minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, and 3 hour bar to decompress, right? That's typical around that time. So yeah, that would be downside on the 30-minute, which would introduce downside on the hourly. So I would say about 2 hours worth of downside that we can experience here for the immediate short term. So that would take us just at about an average true range of almost 4 cents, right? So guys, we would be let's see, 215. So that would be taking us down to the areas of about 211, right? So now if we can mark off that area of 211, let's see what it's like against price action, right? So 211 would be right about, oh my goodness. So that's already kind of close to the support band that we were experiencing just yesterday, right? Still within this area here, we have this support here, many supports around that 211 area, right, guys? So I do expect some potential consolidation continuation here to kind of happen, right? So just for now, for the immediate short-term time frame, but if we do get that continued sickness to the downside, guys, then it would probably start happening here just after this iteration. So let me see the 6 hour time frame. Yeah, 4 hour downside, 6 hour downside. It looks like the 8 hour would actually cascade towards that downside as well. So I would say just about 8 hours worth of downside following the short-term upside bounce from that 211, 212, right? Resist at around that 214 area, continue to the downside here. 211 would definitely meet right here, guys, to validate the resistance of 212.84 and then continue towards those lower bounds, right? So that would be about close to 10 cents of downside from where we are, guys. So 10 cents would put you right at about 210, right? I'm sorry, 205, right, guys? So now as we're approaching that 205, now you can see here how everything else is kind of connecting, right? When we're taking a look at the bull pennant, right, giving us that the 202.55, right, 202, right around there, right, guys? And also the channel down here giving us the bottom side target of around 202.96, which is just about 203, right? So you can see now how everything is kind of cascading into each other, collecting, right? It's all good, team. So yeah, please remember, team, to pick up your algorithm here so that you can start your automated trading, guys. Remember that there are plenty of videos out there to find out how that API key works, how to automate trading within the TradingView platform. Make sure to get yourselves the link in the description below for both of those things, right? For both the TradingView platform and the algorithm itself. Remember that the TradingView has broker connect to several brokers, including Bitstamp, including Webull, including TradeStation, right, guys? We have a bunch of things in here. Cobra Trading, right? We have OKX, Bybit, and yeah, several others to consider. Okay, you guys. So very good indeed. If any questions at all, you know where to reach me, team. But I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. If any questions, adios. Okay, I love you, and I will catch you on the next one. All right, team. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.